Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys yet another Master Duel deck profile. There's currently an event going on which is the Legend Anthology event, and it's based around cyber dragons, heroes, dark magicians, all the sort of old classic archetypes, but I found a way to farm it like really easy. If you guys want to make like 3,000 plus gems in a couple of hours and have like a pretty good time playing a really slow grindy format with some fun sort of archetypes, then follow this deck. It is Salamangreat. So half of you, or most of you, should be able to play this deck. Really straightforward, really easy to learn. It's one of the 2019 decks of TOS format, but it has a very low power level. As you can see, a lot of cards are limited, but I wouldn't let that dishearten you because the deck can still play a lot of utility slots. So let me make a short video showing you guys the deck choices and some cool lines you can do with this deck going first and second. That could just get you free wins. So if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Also, if you want some more Master Duel updates, check out the website in my description. I do Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG blogs on TCG metagames, OCG metagames, set releases, and Master Duel updates as well. So check out the website below. Let me know any feedback, that'd be really helpful. And without further ado, let's just get straight onto his deck profile. So Salamangreat is known for its very small engine and its really flexible non-engine choices. But in this format, like Maxis, Forbidden, all like the really good hand drops are forbidden. So what I've done is I just played 3 Baylor because it's like really generic. And then also for the monster utility, I played 1 Mourner. You could potentially bump this up. I wouldn't hate it. The only reason why it's in here is because it's just like a 1-of that could potentially hit the Dark Magician Fusion that protects their back row. So if you have a Rage set, you can potentially hit the Fusion. I can't remember what it's called. It's one of the Dark Magician Fusions basically, which protects the back row. So you can negate it on summon and then potentially go into a Rage to pop their back row to blow up their field. If you hit the Eternal Soul with the trap card, when it leaves the field, it nukes their board. So I thought I'd keep it in just for that reason. Hasn't really come up yet, but you could play more, could play less. I wouldn't hate it. So that's kind of it for the monster utility. The rest of it is sort of monster heavy engine. However, if we go into spell and traps, we play 1 Regeki, 1 Duster, 1 Reborn. So Reborn is sort of like a pseudo extender. However, it's really good to go in second, just to like take a boss monster from your opponent's grave. I really use it to link climb. I normally just hold it for like turn 3 or turn 2 because it's just good to take like a big monster in the grave and either link it off or like just keep it on your field. I took a Dark Law with it. It's pretty fun. Duster, which is just generically a good card, going first and second. Well, obviously second, but if you have it going first against like a slow format like this, it's not terrible. Same reasoning with the Regeki, of course. And then we max out on Will Salamangreat just because it gives us a bit of a grind game, and it can potentially give us an extender as well, which is always great to have. It forces you to commit bodies and cards to the board, but I wouldn't worry about that in this format. You're not really going to get punished by like heavy sort of blowouts. Plus, if you do, you know, if your opponent's playing like Duster, try and get rid of it, you've always got Balinks in the grave to protect it, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Obviously, they won Sanctuary because it's searchable. And if it's in grave, you can always get it back with the Sunlight Wolf. We play 3 Cosmic because Dark Magician is really popular. So it hits the Circle and it hits the Eternal Soul. So those are really important engine pieces for the deck. So I normally just like want to just trade it for those cards like straight away. Also, it's just good to trade into back row, go in second, and have it like. I rarely set it. I normally just keep it in hand, but it's not terrible to set it if you go first, either because it's a quick play to snipe an end phase set. Your opponent's turn. 1 Circle, so I believe Sonic Mining's banned, so consistency wise we don't really have a lot going on here, but that's what we sort of maximise on the monster engine, which I'll sort of get onto in a minute. And then we have, for the rest of the utility slots, we have 1 Imperm, 1 Judgment, 1 Warning, and that's it for the non sort of engine cards. We'll get onto these cards in a bit now, but that's sort of it. I mean, these cards are like really high impacts. Strike's not legal, but Judgment and Warning are, and I feel like they're really solid cards just to have for this sort of slower format. So we get onto the engine. So really straightforward. I'm not going to go into these cards too much. You should all be familiar with them. If you aren't, feel free to take the time to read them as I'm sort of going through. But Mole potentially just gives you an extender and gives you a bit of grind game as well. So basically what it does, it has a pot of avarice effect and grave, which it comes up a lot, especially in a slower format like this. Foxy is probably the better normal summon of the deck. However, I do prefer to normal summon Jaguar if I have two. Or sorry, one of each. Gazelle, of course, one Spinny. We played 2 Balance Lords. So I was messing around with like 3 and 2 of this, and I didn't feel like it made a massive difference. So I thought I'd just play one less normal summon and just play an extra utility slot, which I believe was the Warning, over the 3rd one of this. But basically, pay 1,000 life points gives you another normal summon. Also, if this card is banished, you can special summon level 4 or lower monster from your hand, which can be useful in some situations. Hasn't really come up yet, but mainly the normal summon is pretty relevant to play through hand traps and to just give you an extra body on the field. Because ideally we want to end on Transcode with Wolf. Ideally. Because that gives us targeting protection, and it makes both our sort of pseudo boss monsters a little bit bigger. So 1 Falco, because it's not really an extender, it's not really a good normal summon, you kind of want to send it off. Gazelle, also Mirage Stallion is legal, so if you want to overlay into level 3s, you can do that to summon this and then give you an opportunity to make a core rank 4, like Duel, Duel then, Redoer, or it can just potentially put a monster back to your hand from the field. 2 Jaguar is probably the best like grind card engine-wise. It's just super good. Not much to say about that. And then 3 Foul, because it is a level 4 extender, which is really important because we want to try and utilize Redoer in some game states. Like depending on our hand, if we have a lot of level 4 extenders, we can just make a Redoer with a Sunlight Wolf and hope to hit either a spell or a trap off our opponent's top deck. Plus, it's good to make going into boards because it's really sort of like a pesty card that keeps coming back, taking resources. It's got like decent stats as well, so yeah, decent cards all around. And then yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the deck. We max out in Rage. This card's like probably the reason why I play the deck in such a format like this, where you can just literally reconnect summon a wolf, set a Rage, pass, and you're probably dealing with your opponent's board, and then get it back for follow-up as well, which I think this deck's like super appealing in a format like this. Really cheap. I mean, I'm pretty sure this deck is a structure deck in the game. So yeah, it's just free gems. Like if you ever wanted to farm up 3,000 gems, this is your opportunity to do so. Plus, we got Cash Tier coming out in the next set from the data mines. I think there'll be an announcement soon on it. We just had the Bestial set, which kind of shaked the format quite a bit, to be fair. But I think Cash Tier will just shake it up completely. So yeah, definitely want to save your gems for that set. That's for sure. We played the 1 Conflict because I forgot to mention the microcode talker. So this guy is not searchable. However, if you open it, you have a way to basically search for this counter trap, which is really, really strong, especially if we're like ending on Transcode Wolf and we have this to basically what this card does is you can link summon with it from hand to make a code talker. Also, then it adds a silent spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So there are lines where you can end on Wolf, Transcode, Conflicts, and Raw, which is like pretty much an FTK in this format. So yeah, cool little deck, really cheap. And then quickly, just for the extra deck, I don't want to like drag on the video too long, just to give you guys sort of like a foundation to start. I played 1 Mirage Stallion. It's accessible, 2 level 3s, really easy to make. In terms of like Gazelle, Spinny, or Foxy plus Gazelle, really solid like XYZ monster. Plus it has utility to bounce the cards on the field when it's sent to grave for a link summon. We play the Kochi Dragon. Doesn't really come up, but it's just good level 4 or rank 4 XYZ to just like OTK and just attack over monsters. It has decent stats as well for a format like this. Redo, which is probably the go-to rank 4. 3 Baylinks, 1 Lingarebo, 1 Security Dragon, which comes up a lot because you can like Baylinks, then make a co-linked Security Dragon, like bounce cards, and then like summon Transcode, and then just pop off basically. 2 Wolf, One in Gearsu in case there's any sort of like non-targeting monsters in the format. I haven't really come across any yet. I don't think there is one, but I'd rather just have like a core utility option in the extra deck that gives me that sort of versatility to out a towers like monster that can't be targeted. Transcode, which is like very, very strong in this deck. 2 Heat Soul, which is really, really good against the back row decks, and his lines to like potentially OTK as well. You could play Pyro, which is the link 4, and you could also play Fusion of Fire with the Salamangreat fusion monster, but I just felt like it didn't really come up that much. I think Pyro is probably debatable, but if you want to invest in an ultra rare in a format that's going to be over in like 2 weeks, it's your choice really. But the whole idea is for me to like give you a budget deck in the game, very affordable, to get a good ROI, like so a good like return on your investment. So and then obviously, of course, access code talker. For some reason, this card's not forbidden in the format, so we're always taking this. This card's broken, like end of, especially in formats like this as well. But yeah, that is the deck, guys. Really cookie cutter, really straightforward. It's really obviously every deck's sort of fair in the format. I was going to say, yeah, it's fair, but every deck's fair, especially in this format. So if you play it well, pilot it well, just get like a bunch of games under your belt. I'm sure you'll farm the event in a couple of hours, max it out, get the cool new icon, get the cool title for your profile, and of course get all those valuable gems going into cash to your format Master Duel. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a good one. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.